All right. Welcome, everybody. This is the Waves of Profit Cornerstone Day Trading Auctions Daily Review for August 3rd, 2015. We're happy to have you along with us. Our purpose is to show you that every day there are trading opportunities where you could make 10, 15% in under 10 minutes. We're aiming for what we call the 40-minute work week. We've all heard of the 4-hour work week, and we all have experienced the 40-plus hour work week. And it's time to kind of change that. And auctions give us that opportunity. And really, we work on a percentage, right? If you make 10%, well, if you put in $1,000, you made 100. If you put in $10,000, you made 1,000. And if you can do that 4 times a week, 4 weeks a month, that's a significant amount of money. And really, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad author, says if you've got all of your bills paid for, you're financially free. And that's what we want to do. This isn't as passive as he suggests, but if you've got to the point where your technical ability, your mental ability, and your understanding of the markets is such, and that all of this stuff takes time, but it doesn't take that much time when you have the right tools and you have the right trainings, which is what we're showing you that we have for you. Then you can just sit down every morning, make your $100, $200, $1,000, whatever your goal is, and then you've got the rest of the day to do whatever you want to do and have time freedom and money freedom. And that's the goal. So we're glad you're here. We're glad you're along with us on this wonderful ride. And I'm going to turn it over to Stephen now, and he's going to show you what happened on August 3rd.
All right, thanks, Scott. Yeah, just want to first get off by saying this is a Monday, so we'll be expecting kind of maybe like a higher volume or maybe new trends to come up. So what we're going to be looking for here is new trends. So, okay, we're going to go forward in the future on a couple different minutes, and we're just going to see how the day develops. So what we're looking at right here, it's got a lot of red stocks, and essentially what we're seeing is red trends across the board. So what's this telling us? It's telling us that the market's looking good for going down today so far, but we're not having anything significantly coming up and really sticking out at this point. We'll just go through some of the higher values here for EA and rank and just see what we got. We do have a lot of potential. For example, the engine right there, looking good throughout the morning, but it's catching some significant resistance. And as I said before, it's Monday morning. We'll have a tendency for a lot of over the weekend type of things to get settled out. It takes a little bit longer, but then typically you'll have more pronounced trends on Monday just because everyone's charged up for from the weekend there. So let's just keep on going forward, and we see that we got a green trend. So we're just going to kind of scan and see what we got available to us. Apple looks pretty good, and as we said before, we definitely don't want to be getting in after the thing's already within the move. So we're going to pass up this opportunity because we didn't see it. I'm going to go backwards in time and show you a good entry point, which would have been right about there. And if you had got in, you would have got out before there's any risk. So we missed the move. It's okay. We're going to go forward in time and see how the market develops. So as you can see, the basket's going red again. And so we're back on the red trend. And we're going to be just going back and scanning for red moves. I'm just going to go forward in time here to pass up a little bit of time, and also so you don't get too bored. And is, as I said before, things that stick out. So it looks pretty good, but as you can see, it didn't really follow through with anything that we would have been able to make money on. In fact, if we were in the trade here, bought a put, let me just maximize this. This is a good signal to get in. However, we already know from the way this looks, it's definitely time to get out. But we didn't make that trade because we're not really impressed with the market support at this point. It's been kind of off and on. So what we're going to do is we're going to push forward until we see something significant with the market group 1, and then we're going to look for the group 2 and 3 in the stocks. Okay, we're approaching the lunchtime trading window. That's okay. Sometimes you'll see in the mornings if the stocks don't lunch, you'll see pretty good trends, for whatever reason. So we're approaching 12 o'clock now. We're still got an update. All right, so we're getting a little bit of a red trend. Volume is starting to increase again. Let's just see. There we go. Okay, so this actually looks good for a setup. Now, as you can see, the red moves are pretty pronounced throughout the day, and the green moves, they didn't really hold on for too long. So right here, we have a very low volume, low range type of situation. So we'll be looking for it to drop out. If it does drop out as the market is going down as well, we're going to be looking to get in there. Because it is lunchtime, it is one of those situations where you're going to have to sit there and you're going to have to wait it out. Ideally, this is not the best situation. However, it does happen. You need to be aware of it. So you could see we got all the Cornerstone situation happening right here. Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. They're all good to go. We're looking good. I think I'm going to buy a put here, and let's just see what we get. So keep your eye out. Be very fast. If it starts moving against you, you need to start thinking about exiting. Always have that plan from the very get-go. Okay, we're getting better market support. We're in the positive 3% after a couple minutes. There's another volume spike, but it's not really that significant. I like still a little bit of space to go on the downside. We're at 8%, now we're at 3%. Okay, next candle will tell the tell. All right, still going down in a downward direction, looking good. And now we have the resistance line I can see down here. So we're looking for traveling down to there. If it turns around on us, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to get out as soon as possible. Okay, we're getting closer. We're at 8% again. As you can see down here, I'll zoom in on that, and then we'll make sure that we plan for that exit. Okay, we're getting even closer. And we're at 10%, so we reach our goal. I'm going to go ahead and sell. And we're going to move on to another opportunity. So right here, we're going to do our scan again. Let's see if the timing actually is better for a different stock. And here's a very similar setup, except there's a little bit more volume involved, a little bit more range involved than the last one. If I do, this is Tesla here. We're about to hit a really significant time, which is 12:30. So let's see what happens at 12:30. We got our little volume spike. We got an SB right below. Let's see what it goes below it. Looking good. So that's good right there. That's that satisfies group 1, group 2, and group 3. I'm going to buy put. We're forward in time. 4% in 1 minute. You got a little resistance there at a whole number of 262. Y point, be very mindful now of, okay, it's starting to go flat. We got 5%. I'm fine with that. Let's go ahead and sell. All right, so we got out right before the last volume spike. I'm good with that. It doesn't matter. Our risk is significantly lower because we don't hold on for longer. Let's go forward and do a little bit more of more traditional Cornerstone and not trading during lunch. So what we're going to do is we're going to go forward to 1300 and look for opportunities. So let's do our scan. Our scan involves just taking a look at the technical indicators that the program provides for you. And let's do a little bit of a scan here. Look for fresh moves. Okay, now right here is a good example where you have the stock kind of going up and down throughout the day, and then all of a sudden it starts going down to the lowest point it's been all day, and we're looking for a previous low. If it breaks out of that, we're going to be looking for an opportunity. So let's just go forward, and ideally right here it will plane off a little bit, and then it'll break out. That'll give it a chance to renew its momentum. Now, as you can see, the market down here in the basket just kind of started, looked like it may be turning around. So we're not going to be too motivated to get in at this point, but if there is an opportunity, it definitely will be worth it considering the huge downtrend right now. All right, so it looks like Ambo's kind of mimicking the market, and maybe that was a false turnaround. Let's find out. Let's go forward until something impresses us. If not, we're not going to trade. All right, there's our breakout. We have another breakout market support. As you can see, this is the basket, just broke out again below the Y point. And we just broke out on the previous low on this specific stock with good volume, lowest it's been all day. I really like this trade. I'm going to go ahead and get in. Satisfies group 1, group 2, and group 3. It tracks a little bit. That's natural when you go through a previous low. What we're going to be very mindful of is if it goes back above the previous low, it's time to go. Time to get out. Still got good market support. What we're looking for right there. Okay, so I think that was probably about 7 minutes. We'll look at the review. I'm happy with this. We got this a nice little jump there. I'm happy with 13%. I'm going to sell. Okay, so we're going to go forward. Let's go ahead and review the day's trades. So we got in at first trade here was Baidu. We got in at 12.18, bought put, got out at 12.29. We made 9.5%. Second trade was Tesla. We got in at 12.32. We bought a put, got out at 12.43. We made 5.3%. And the last trade we got in at 13.11. We bought a put, and we got out at 13.18. So 7 minutes, we made 12.8%. So all in all, not a bad day. If you wanted to sit around and play, ideally you're going to be making this type of a profit in one trade, and then you're moving on with your day. But that's pretty much the roundup for today.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Stephen. Appreciate that, and also appreciate the way you explain everything to everybody. If you are looking at this and you're seeing lots of red and green and blues and yellows and purples and wondering how it all works, in the description below, we've got a couple courses that explain how the software works. Particularly our second course goes into all of that and gives you a really good strategy. And then our Cornerstone Cornerstone stock option course shows you the three groups that Stephen teaches you to look for in order to be able to make sure that you're in a really, really good trade. There's a lot of false starts, and there's a lot of ways that the person on the other side of the trade tries to take your money, and we want to make sure that they don't. So getting the training is really, really important. When you do that, you get a free month of the software so that you can take it, you can practice with the replay. Works 24/7 with real data from the previous days. Actually goes back, I always say 3 years, and the programmer tells me it's 5. So a long way, which means you can test out everything that we're that we're teaching you in different situations. In 2008, 2009, the market was very bearish. After that, it got a little more bullish. And so you can try these strategies and see if they work when the market's going up, when it's going down, if it's flat, which are basically the three types of markets that you've got, and see for yourself that it works. And then if it works, Stephen is a great options coach, and he'll take you under his wing and in a month have you singing with this program. He's that good. We have lots of students that are absolutely delighted with their results after working with Stephen. So the place to start is to head into the description. We've got 3 courses there. We've given you a good discount. Take the courses, kick the tires on the program for a month, see what you think. And then in the programs, we tell you how to upgrade and also how to get a hold of Stephen so that you can get some coaching. There you go. Thanks for joining us. This is the Cornerstone Day Trading Options Daily Review for August 3rd, 2015. Make sure you subscribe and leave a comment or like the video. We appreciate the support, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.